This is the Daily Dirty.
The Daily Dirty. Breaking pop culture news, influencer drama, and everything in between.
Daily Dirty.
On Unwell On Air.
Welcome to the Daily Dirty. I'm Fiona Shea.
I'm Will Peters.
And I'm Sam Swank.
We got some new voices on the mic today.
Yes, we
I
do.
have two incredible guest hosts filling in for Sequoia and Hannah today. Welcome, Will and Sam. Will is actually on our team. He is our editor. Maybe our listeners recognize us talking about Big Will. He's behind the scenes.
Big Will.
Yeah.
And now he's making his debut on air.
I know. I'm so excited. It's very weird to be in Sequoia's seat. I mean, I edit these seats all the time.
Will edits all of our videos on
Yes.
social at The Daily Dirty. And Sam is also a comedian. Will and Sam do comedy outside of
Yes.
Unwell Business.
Yes. And we're good friends.
Yeah, very
And
good.
you're good friends.
friends.
And you're friends with Emma,
Emma.
our
Yeah.
awesome
We got
producer.
Emma in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm the outsider
It's
today, but
crazy to
this is good.
see Swank in the seat, and also I'm in the seat, like
Yeah.
focusing your
It's kind of
camera is
tripping me
surreal.
out, not gonna lie.
I've
I
seen
know.
a lot of Snapchats of Will behind the scenes doing the editing. It's good to see him in the seat.
Yeah.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
You Snapchatting,
You
Will?
Snapchat, Will?
I don't have
really.
Snapchats.
You
or I just-
grown
just
men are
photos.
Snap-
Or just like
Snapchatting?
in the group chat.
I do
just send
Snapchat a
vids,
lot.
Yeah.
I
Do you,
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah, I still got Snap.
You still
but
got
just to
it.
friends.
Okay,
You know.
that's fair.
Yeah,
It's a form of communication. I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
am. I protest Snapchat because boys started just like I hated the culture on Snapchat, or I should say, like, I guess. Yeah, kind of the culture where people would send a mass snap and then I would answer and then they wouldn't answer me. Like end
Yeah.
of
They just
college.
send
So
it,
then
right.
then I was like, I'm above this.
Yeah, Snap. It's a controversial app, especially with like the dating scene and communicating
Right.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
For friends, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's like a fun way to keep up with
Yeah.
your buddies. Like
It's kind of like the group chat, you know.
It's basically a group chat with the guys to show like some dumb shit
Yeah.
you're doing.
or
The
just
guys
sending
are
like a
on
video in the group
Yeah.
chat. Maybe not necessarily Snapchat, but just a video at work or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so
Exactly.
tell me a little bit about how you guys first met. When did Will and Sam become friends?
Well, Will slid into my DMs.
I
Yeah.
did. I literally sent his DMs. Yeah.
It works, guys.
Shut
Yeah.
up!
Yeah, just-
I'm 0 for life sliding the DMs, but Will was 1 for 1 with me. Yeah.
I'm hesitant to do it with the females, but when it comes to guys, I'm fucking firing them off.
Are you? You're like, dude, your videos are funny. Like, let's link and do
That's
some comedy.
literally what happened.
Exactly
Shut
Yeah.
what
up.
happened.
And then
Exactly
I
what
had
happened.
known because we have a mutual friend,
Yeah.
James Shibley. Shout out Shibs.
Shibs.
Who was Will's
My
neighbor
neighbor,
growing
yeah.
up, and he had shown me Will's videos. I was living in New York at the time, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the guy that Shib showed me." And then,
I DM'd
Yeah.
you like a couple weeks
Whoa,
later.
so
or
you guys
something,
were
yeah.
kind of aware of each other.
Yes.
And
I
you're
just-
like, I want to be friends with this guy.
we met up at a bar later that night. You know,
No, well,
he
not
brought a
lit-
friend. He
not
didn't. He
later
wasn't.
Not later that night. It was a couple weeks span. So I DM'd him. I was like, yo, I think you're hilarious.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't know where he lived. I was just like trying to connect with comedians. I was just
Cool.
starting posting sketches online.
Okay, cool.
And
How many years ago was this? When did you start doing sketches online?
I think 2021.
Okay, nice.
Well, I moved
I did
here
sketches.
2022. I started 2019.
Yeah.
It was like right before the TikTok boom, right before
Cool.
COVID.
Cool.
Right.
I read an article about just how many people were on TikTok. But like the stigma at that point was like it was for like 15-year-old girls dancing.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
article was like there's a billion people on the app. So it's like it can't all be 15-year-old girls dancing. So
There's got to
made
be
a
some
sketch.
dudes
Yeah,
making
I was like, there's got to
comedy.
be some guys that would watch my crappy videos. So yeah.
Yeah.
Did you start on TikTok, Sam, and then start doing Instagram?
Yes. Well, I was doing stand up in New York. And then
Cool.
just started with TikTok, and then for the first like year and a half, I was like afraid to post on Instagram because I was like, what are
Terrifying.
my friends gonna
Terrifying,
think?
yeah.
I'm still like in
And
that
like
boat with Instagram.
I
weird.
got like some info that were like some people were like, what is Swank doing? Like he's just going off the
Oh,
rails,
I mean,
you know.
if you want to start, everybody says
And then you
that,
get like
yeah.
a little success, and they're like, dude, your videos are great. And you're like, I know you were shitting on me like 2 months
Right?
ago, dude.
Isn't
Yeah.
that so funny? I had the same experience.
Yeah.
I started making videos on TikTok a couple of years ago. I haven't really transferred over to Instagram. Maybe you guys can give me some tips and pointers. But similarly, when you start, you're opening yourself up to be vulnerable and get criticism. Then I got my job at Unwell from it. Now everyone's like,
They all
that's the
come.
Yes.
coolest thing you've ever
It's
done.
crazy.
They
You
come
know?
crawling back.
And that
You know?
it's just like a good lesson for life and just like creativity in general. Like there's that beginning phase where you do have to put yourself out there. You're going to receive criticism or feel like people aren't supporting you. Right when you get success, everyone's your biggest fan.
I know.
100%.
It's crazy how that works.
It's
every
like
time.
the cringe phase. You got to kind of like be okay with
Yeah.
like being cringe because when you're first starting, your videos might be amazing, but you're not really getting views or
Exactly.
likes.
Yeah.
And then like one pops and you get going, and then so it is just like you have to be okay with kind of
Yeah.
like
You gotta kind of
looking a little dumb.
pull,
Totally.
pull your pants down and be like, this is what I got.
You know?
Totally. And
What do
then
you think?
And then even like
Like I was putting boxers on my head to play like a girl
Yeah,
character.
that
in
was the
skits.
Swank
Like,
special.
that's-
shut up.
Yeah,
He
I like
coined that
invented
on the
that.
internet.
I invented the boxers on the head. I haven't been
You
doing it lately. I'm
invented
like
the
getting to a point.
boxers on the head.
Because people did the towel, I will say right now on the Daily Dirty, I invented the boxers on the head.
And I saw that and I go, this guy's a fucking genius.
this guy's.
You're like,
yeah,
this is my soulmate.
you know.
I gotta
And
talk
there's
to this
people
guy.
I haven't really done it in a while, but there's people like, where are the boxers? Like, what's? I'm like, I think I'm over.
What
that.
happened, man?
You
Go
know,
back to
it's-
your old
yeah.
shit, dude.
So,
But
yeah,
so I DM'd him and he was like, oh, dude, I've seen your stuff too. Like, you're really funny. I was like, you're really funny too, blah, blah.
This is a cute little
Yeah.
interaction.
Yeah. And I think he was like, I'm in New York, but I might be moving to LA in like 6 months. And like, would love to link up then. Months go by, or maybe it wasn't 6 months,
no,
a couple
months.
months.
It was like, yeah, I was moving to LA.
Pretty soon.
I was like,
Yeah,
I'm coming.
yeah.
I'm coming.
But so he's moving to LA and he's like, I'll hit you up when I get there. Like, we can link up.
Okay.
And then he, pretty close to coming to LA, he goes, yeah, so I don't have a place to stay. Like,
Can
do you
I
have a
room
spot?
with you, baby boy?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I never met him in person, and he slept on my couch for
Shut
a
up.
full week.
Coziest couch I've ever slept
Wait,
on.
Will,
It's
is this
unbelievable.
when you and Mateo were sharing one room with twin beds?
I
Yes.
also did share a room with.
I was like, I'm gonna
Yep.
like this guy. This guy's
Yep.
got it. This share. Yeah, the twin beds is crazy.
I pitched.
That
Bunk,
was wild.
I pitched bunk beds, and it was shot. I would have done it.
How did you
Yeah.
guys greet each other when he pulled up at your apartment? Was it like a dab? Was it like a fist? Was it a hug?
I think it was just like, yo, yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
Good to
just-
meet you, man.
Yeah, it was like
Get the hell in here.
I think we made out like immediately.
There's a couple-
You know?
there's a
It was
couple
like
Frenches.
A
Yeah.
firm handshake and then a make out.
It was tongue,
session, I think,
then
what it
the
was.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Love Island bondage type
And then-
greeting.
Yes.
And then I saw
Which
the.
we're
I
gonna
was
get
on the
into
X,
later.
and he came and
He came and used the little dangly.
He
It was
bombshelled
instant. It was
me.
love at first sight for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow, that's a great love story, you guys.
yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Now we
Um,
hate each other. Now we hate
I
each
mean-
other.
Is there
Yeah.
some competition with the comedy? Dude, you're being funnier than me. Give me a
No.
layup.
No.
We've filmed a lot of stuff together. We've written like scripts together.
Yeah.
We've auditioned for the same roles together.
Cool.
Yeah, so we help each
Yeah.
other a lot.
No, it's definitely like you got to be supporting. You know, I think like whenever we're trying to rise
Yeah.
together, so it's like when Will does well, we do well. And vice versa. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
if this is, I'm curious to hear your guys' perspective on this, because you became friends in this kind of like creative, collaborative way through comedy, and you share that common ground. Does it feel less competitive and more collaborative versus some of your other guy friendships, right? Like guys you grew up with or something. Let's say you both get into comedy. Does that feel a little more competitive?
I actually
At least with girls, like when sometimes me and a friend who I've been friends with for years are in the same lane, it
Right.
can feel a little bit like, I don't know.
I actually don't have that, but I imagine it would be a little more inherently competitive. It's kind of like a sibling rivalry.
It feels
Yeah.
more like sibling, yeah. Whereas this,
Yeah.
you guys become friends
I
like
could
later
see
in
that.
life through comedy.
yeah, when comedy's sort of the binding, the bridge.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I'm a very competitive person, but no, I don't
No?
like.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely times where you're looking online and you're like someone else that you don't know is like doing better than you, and you're
Right.
like, fuck,
you always compare.
But with
You know,
like
that's the way it
friends,
goes.
no, I've never been like,
Yeah.
oh man, like Will booked a role on a TV show last year, and I was like fucking amped, I was
Totally.
stoked.
I feel like that is the key to success, is kind of competing with yourself. And
Yeah.
instead, when you see people online, instead of being like, oh, there's no space for me, seeing like if they can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah,
other
yeah.
guys doing comedy in LA, it's not like, fuck, they're taking all the roles, they're getting all the gigs. It's like, okay, I like what they're doing. This is proving that we can do it too.
Right.
100%.
If anything, too, it's like, fuck, that was a good idea. Like, how did I not think of that?
True.
Like, God damn it, that's so good.
Yes, that happens to me
Shit.
sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
scrolling
That
TikTok
is
and
where the
girls in my
jealousy
niche.
is,
Yeah.
when someone has an
Yeah.
idea
And
that
you're like, that is just brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot.
like
Yeah.
Will's,
What am
like-
I doing?
Like my favorite Will video is he's a German voice guy and he's crypto, and it's like
Oh, I've seen that
it's a
video.
top 5 TikTok video of all time.
I've
I
seen
will
that
say
on
that.
Squilliam Peters' account.
Yeah, okay.
At
Let's go.
Squilliam Peters.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Okay, well,
yeah.
you guys know a lot about comedy. We're going to talk about a lot of fun things today, but I want to test your knowledge on some recent topics that we have spoken about on the Daily Dirty. And you guys are going to let me know if it's a hell yeah Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, no. A let's go or a hell nah.
Okay. Let's go or hell nah.
Let's go. Hell
Let's
no.
go or hell nah.
Okay.
All right,
Let's
just
do it.
off rip.
Lock it in.
Okay.
Well,
These
you're
are,
gonna tell us.
I'm going to tell you the
Okay.
things. Not just, you don't have to read my mind.
All right.
Okay, first one is Dr. Squatch. You guys are familiar with that brand?
Friend that works there.
Shout out to him or her. Dr. Squatch releasing a Sydney Sweeney bathwater bar of soap. Is
Let's
that
go.
a let's go or a hell no?
It's
That's
a
a let's
It's
go.
a let's go.
That's a let's
Okay.
go.
Great business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great business.
Great marketing.
You like
I
the
made a video
marketing?
on that earlier this week of a guy opening the Dr. Squatch Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap in front of his girlfriend.
Wait,
and she like
shut
walks
up.
in.
Yeah, that was
And
great.
he's like super embarrassed. So it's weird it's a little weird if you buy it, but like marketing wise,
It's a
Dr.
genius
Squatch
play.
is genius
I
play.
can't imagine how much money they're dumping into
And it
Sydney
sold
Sweeney
out
soap.
in like 5 seconds supposedly. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they only sold it for $8. I was like, you should have sold
What?
that for like $100.
I saw Chris.
But maybe that's why, is because
Yeah.
people were like, it's a little fun gag gift and it's
Yeah.
$8.
Yeah.
We had this conversation, me, Sequoia, and Hannah were saying, like, who is buying this though? Because like guys in relationships aren't your girlfriend. Maggie's not gonna love seeing you with the Dr. Squatch Sydney Sweeney.
Shout out
soap.
Maggie. No, I know.
So who is buying it? So that's
I
funny
mean-
you did the sketch about exactly that.
Well, the guy, if I would never buy it, but if I had a girlfriend, I would definitely hide that from her.
But also,
it's a
You
weird,
did.
you
are
know.
you just a guy alone being like, yeah, I'm gonna get this soap? Like what?
Wait,
what-
like, you
what-
guys
what-
tell
what-
me.
what-
There's kind of a lot. How
Y'all
popular
said-
like OnlyFans is, like guys do
Yeah,
weird stuff.
the guys
you know?
are
I don't
fucking
know.
insane.
You know,
I saw
You both said let's go, so you tell me who's buying the soap.
um,
You said it
I gotta
sold
be honest.
out in 5
I will say this.
seconds.
I don't
I
know
bought
anyone
the
who
damn
bought
soap.
it.
Okay, I bought the soap.
Get Maggie on the line right now.
Wait,
Get-
Sam, you did buy the soap because you used it in your sketch.
No. Well, people
Yeah?
on the video thought I did. I just printed a thing of the label. But
No
so many people were like,
way.
he bought it, and they were shitting on me. I was like, it's clearly taped on. So yeah, people think I bought it.
Chris,
but no.
Chris Barnes in New York, other comedian, made such a good sketch.
Okay.
He was like Sydney Sweeney soap review, and he had clearly eaten all the soap. Soap's great, feels great in the body. It smells great.
Oh, that's
Just all
hilarious.
over his face.
Yeah, there were a lot of good.
The jokes are writing themselves with the Sydney Sweeney
yeah, that was
soap.
good.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who bought it, but it was all over the fellas group chats.
I think
when,
it's a
like,
let's go.
They, when they're like Sydney Sweeney bathwater.
Someone
soap.
in
That-
the group chat
someone
ordered the soap.
Yeah, someone did. I'll ask. My friends.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta sniff it out. Okay. What do you guys think about, again, you're giving a let's go or a hell nah to Nicole Kidman's intro at AMC movie theaters? You guys know the intro.
Sorry. Let's go.
Let's go.
Absolutely,
Let's go.
I kind of like it too. It fires me up, and everyone in the crowd is always like making like funny remarks.
She rocks.
I am an AMC A-list member. I see movies all the freaking time. I've seen 51 movies in theaters this year. I'm
Psychopath.
a
No, you
psycho.
haven't.
No.
I went to the movie theater at 10:30 a.m. the other day on a like a Tuesday. Yeah.
Monster.
This is the life of a content
I
creator. You
was
can do
about
this,
to say,
you know?
life of a comedian
You know?
sounds pretty good.
So yeah, I it's like it's funny now. You just see it. I think most people go to the theaters like me like once or twice. They're like, oh, but like for me, it's like I look
Yeah,
forward
this
to.
is part of the
They're kind of
experience.
shortening it though. It's like they've cut it like in half.
Really?
Because supposedly they're adding another ad. They're doing like because they do the.
Is it also her?
No, they're like, well, fuck. The new one is like I don't know what it is. It's a new company, but yeah, I love it.
Did you see Babygirl, Sam?
I did see Babygirl. Yes.
What'd you think?
I thought they hooked up way too fast. I thought there was just an immediate. I was like, let's get some intrigue.
Who's
going.
they?
Oh, build the tension.
Yeah, Harris Dickinson and Nicole Kidman, who.
And Nicole Kidman?
Yeah. So.
Who we're going to talk about a little bit later, Harris Dickinson. Okay, well, I want to pick your brain more about movies potentially later on or
Okay.
after, but I have a few more things I want to ask you
Yeah,
guys.
we'll go through 'em.
Let's go or hell no. Let's do a rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
this will be funny. Justin Baldoni's counter lawsuit against Blake Lively getting dropped by the judge.
Let's go. Is that no?
That's a hell
When everyone
no.
is against. Oh,
We don't
sorry.
like
Getting
lawsuits.
dropped by the judge. I thought it was. I was thinking about it the other way. That's a clear hell no.
Yeah, hell no.
That's a hell no. Okay, Okay, splitting the bill on the first date.
Oh, that's a hell no. You
Hell
have,
no,
the guy has to be
you gotta pay
paying
for
for the
that.
date.
Yeah, that's what we like on the Daily Dirty.
Unacceptable if you're splitting the bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I think
guys-
like the first 2 or 3 dates.
Yup.
Yeah.
This is what I like to hear, Sam. You're passing the vibe check. Okay, what about Max now going back to HBO Max?
Let's go.
Let's go.
I like HBO.
We need the HBO in it.
HBO's huge.
Come
Yeah.
on. What about flying to Turkey, the country, for a hair transplant?
Let's go.
Let's go. I mean, you got to do that.
Let's go.
I've heard it's way too expensive
It's
in
cheaper.
America.
You're going to Turkey.
It's like
Why not?
$40,000 here. It's $7,000 there. $2,000 flight.
Yeah.
$9,000 total.
Totally.
Everyone else on the flight got the surgery, so it's
Yeah,
just like
you're
kind
all
of
in
like
it
a party.
together.
Everybody's in the same boat.
You
Your
know?
heads are
Everyone's
injured.
got like the bald head with the needle
Bandages.
points. In the, it's
Exactly.
like
Bloody bald heads.
You know?
Why not all do it together?
Great band name.
Bloody bald heads.
Yeah. Great band name.
Should we start it?
I think we should start it.
Okay. I'm
bloody
in.
bald heads. They play some
Sensual.
sensual music there. Yeah.
All right, well, moving on. You guys did great. Pass the vibe check. The Daily Dirty is now on YouTube. Every Thursday, you can watch, yes, I said watch, an episode of our YouTube channel, Unwell On Air. That's Unwell On Air. Getting into today's stories, Aaron Rodgers surprises us with a nonchalant marriage announcement. You guys will have to give me some Aaron Rodgers tea. Delaney Rowe is saying her dating life is going okay after she's been rumored to be in a relationship with BJ Novak. Plus, we are ranting for our segment Soapbox. And of course, we recap the latest episode of Love Island. But first, Babygirl's Harris Dickinson is the new face of Rhode Beauty. Okay, so Harris Dickinson starred in Babygirl with Nicole Kidman. Do you know anything about the movie, Will?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
It was hot at the end of last year. It was a big.
Oh, it was last
Yeah,
year.
it did well. It was like
Yeah.
on a December.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did really, really well.
So Nicole Kidman's character she's like the CEO of this major company. Believe it's New York City. Is it New York? Forget kind of where.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. Yeah,
I think it was New York.
Was it New York?
Yeah.
Okay, like felt like New York,
And
but
then
in
they
my
had
mind
an
it was
upstate house that they would
Yeah.
escape to.
Okay, yes, then they had the
Yeah.
upstate house. Okay, so she is running this company, boss bitch, Nicole K, doing her thing. She's with Banderas, is her husband.
Antonio
Banderas. They have 2 kids together. And then Harris Dickinson,
Whoa.
hung.
Young hung Harris
Young
Dickinson.
Harris.
You know
Harris
what?
Dickinson.
It's not wrong.
Probably not wrong. Probably not wrong.
There was
He was
nudity in the
bringing
film.
some big
There was
dick
nudity in the
energy.
film. Yeah,
There's what?
there's nudity in the film.
You saw it?
No, we don't see it. It's not like a White Lotus, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, we don't actually
situation,
see
no.
it like
We don't see
hanging. But he does come into the office. He's an intern with this BDE, seduces
Oh,
Nicole
right.
Kidman. They start hooking up. Yeah, and then basically how that unravels, her husband finds out, everything that comes from there. And I don't even really remember much besides the sex scenes. I'm going to be totally real. I'm trying to recall
Yeah,
the
it's just a
film, and
lot.
I'm just imagining them in the hotel.
All the images, it's just a lot of hookup scenes, and yeah, they were just passionate, passionate hookups between Harris and Nicole.
Huh.
And he's
gotta see
got some swag, right? He's tall, he's good looking. Actually saw him at Erewhon a few weeks ago, and I think he was
Okay.
there with his girlfriend, so I was bummed out. But anyhow, he is in Rhode Beauty's newest marketing campaign for their skin glazing mist. So Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber's wife, is the founder and CEO of Rhode Beauty. You guys maybe have seen it around LA. She
Yeah.
just sold it to Elf Cosmetics for $1 billion.
That's right.
So she's rolling in that dough. She's still
Good for her.
involved in kind of the creative direction of the brand and how that will look going forward. Harris Dickinson is one of the first men that they've had as the face of a campaign.
Yeah.
And essentially it seems like the product comes in a spray bottle and it's very easy to apply, right? Just like a water spray. Put it on.
Easy
you
for
look
the guys. We
easy
like
for the
that.
guys.
Right.
You look glowy, you look dewy, you look hydrated. Is this a product that you guys would ever consider purchasing? Let's say the guys in the group chat are like, yo, I got this product. Kind of like Dr. Squatch. Everyone's chatting about it.
Yeah.
Would you guys feel compelled to spend $20-$30 on a product like that if your dudes are saying this shit's good?
Yeah, I mean, if
If-
they're telling me it's good.
Yeah. If
Also,
the guys are like, yeah, I would probably get it.
But also, we want a moisturized face. I mean, we don't want to be looking dry out there. you
I'm
know?
bad
I
at
mean,
that, dude. I'm really bad.
You're bad.
Yeah.
Your skin doesn't look dry.
It's all right. Well, I've been starting to moisturize.
Okay.
with
Well, it's-
sunscreen built in.
Can
So I
you walk me through your routines real quick? Just like give me a little spiel.
Shower, face moisturizer, deodorant.
Bang, perfect. You put moisturizer on.
Nah,
Easy.
it's
I also
new
put
thing.
face. It's like face moisturizer plus. Got a little SPF too.
That's
for
what
the
I
sun.
have.
Perfect.
That's what
It's
I
like
have.
5 SPF. I don't know if that helps or
Oh.
not. You know.
It's 5.
Yeah.
That's what 5 minutes of
SPF
protection.
5?
It's. I mean, it's low. It's. I don't want to look like I have sunscreen on my face, right? Or no?
No,
I don't know.
Well, it rubs in.
Now I'm
with
questioning
sunscreen.
my moisturizer. How's my skin looking?
Is it
guys?
really
You need-
SPF 5?
I think it's maybe 15.
Okay, 15. That
Okay.
sounds. I don't know if they even make 5.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It could be 5.
It could be actually.
I might have found the
You
5 might
found
be
the
the
one
play.
product.
Maybe 5
Wow.
is the play.
Okay, so simple routine. That's really all you need. But
Yeah.
if you heard on the street like, "Damn, Rhode Beauty is it. All the girls are complimenting me on this." You might feel inclined to purchase.
I think so, especially if all the guys are also like.
Would that be a
doing
product that the gals do recognize? Like if you're like, is it smell? Does it smell
So,
like?
Yeah, what is?
Like,
it
is a girl gonna be like, what is that moisturizer on your face? Like, is that
the
gonna?
Rhode
Holy
Skin
shit.
Glazing
Like,
Spray.
the guy
You know,
across the bar?
Because you get like if you're wearing like a cool cologne, like you get compliments, like, oh, that smells really good. But
For sure.
are the gals gonna be like,
Okay,
what are you wearing on your face?
That's a great question. And I don't think that the gals would be able to really detect whether you have it on your face or not. But what girls are looking at is when they come to your apartment and they are in your bathroom, they're looking through the products that you have. And if they see that you have the Rhode glazing spray,
That's a huge green flag.
this is hard though about women. It could either be a huge green flag or a huge
But why
red
would it be
flag.
red?
Really?
It's like someone cooked here. Why do you
Right,
have?
right.
Why
like,
do you
is
have
this a
Rhode?
previous girl or something?
Is this a
Yeah.
previous girl? How do you even know about Rhode? Men should know about Rhode.
That's a great point.
On one hand, it could be a red flag.
Right.
But with another girl, green flag.
Yeah.
This is why we're complex, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, then
Very.
if they think if they
Very.
think we got it from
Will's
another
like
girl,
doing the math in his head. He's like, I'm so confused.
My ears are steaming.
Okay, well, I want to talk a little bit more about relationships. While we have 2 guys on the show, we might as well, right? And I don't know if you know about this, but social media comedian Delaney Rowe, are you guys aware of who she is? She does
Yeah.
really funny
Yeah,
sketches.
very funny, yeah.
All right,
She's
she's kind of
crushing it.
in your realm.
yeah,
totally.
She's killing it. Ben's
She's
killing
crushing
it.
it, yeah.
She is now making some headlines after her recent appearance on the Boy Problems podcast, where she kind of alludes to her relationship with comedian and actor writer of The Office, BJ Novak.
Right.
He
Legend.
plays Ryan in The Office.
That's right.
Okay, so he's a little bit older than Delaney. As we know, BJ Novak, or maybe some people don't know, BJ Novak and Mindy Kaling were rumored to, of course, Kelly and Ryan have that on-screen romance, but it was rumored that they had a relationship outside of the show. Kind of don't really know how Mindy and Ryan sit today, but
Yeah.
I think they're still close. They still have some sort of friendship. Anyhow, basically, Delaney goes on the Boy Problems podcast and says, quote, "I'm dating. The cuffs aren't on. Like, I'm not fully booed up, but I am dating and it's going okay." And keep in mind, this is about 6 months after
Yeah.
we really kind of, a bunch of sources said BJ Novak and Delaney are together.
Yeah.
So this leaves us at a confusing place.
It's confusing. I mean, if someone said that to me or about like my relationship 6 months later, I'd be like, "Oh, well, what the hell?"
Okay, right. Because
Well,
then
it's
she went on.
Yeah, well, it depends if they've defined the relationship 6 months in. You know, if they're like, oh, if they're not dating, I feel like they should have had that conversation.
Yeah,
a few
I
months
guess they
before,
probably haven't had that conversation.
You know,
They had to have had that conversation.
but like, you can't really get mad if like you haven't had the conversation about what are we.
I agree.
And then they say, I feel like the longer it goes on without the conversation,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's someone's gonna be like, all right, well, what are we doing here? It's
Well,
okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
She even said that she went on to say, it's a little dramatic right now. It's not him. It's me. I was the problem. And I sort of had to reconcile with that recently. I was not sure. And I was so non-committal for a long period of time when he was very sure. Okay. She goes, now I am sure. And he's like, I don't really trust your intentions at this point. But she's also kind of alluding that they're still seeing each other
Yeah.
to some degree. Have you guys, had any friends in this experience or experienced it yourselves where like you're dating someone, they feel more ready to be exclusive, define the relationship than the other party, but you still kind of let the relationship roll on for a little bit, hoping that, okay, it aligns and balances out to some degree?
I think I've been in relationships where you haven't had the conversation where maybe one person is like, maybe I'm more into her and vice versa. And then then it kind of flips. You're like, oh, maybe not sure. And then like 4 months in, you're like, oh, I really like you. And they're like, oh, I don't know. But like maybe a month ago I was. So yeah, I mean, I feel like once you have the conversation though, it's like, that's a stop meter. It's like, all right, we're either going to go forward or not. Yeah. And so I don't know. For me, it just seems like they haven't had the conversation 6 months in.
Yeah. And I mean, even I get where I guess both are coming from because timing's everything. And it's like if
I know timing is everything in order for a relationship to be successful. Like either you're not on the same timeline or a lot of times like the key to success is that you guys just feel it at the same time.
Right. Yeah. And of course, BJ's feeling that way probably because he's like, well, I was so into you and you weren't, but now you are like, it's a flag to him. So
and he's a little bit older, so I feel like that kind of sometimes plays into it. Right, like he's had serious relationships. Yeah. She's still up and coming in her career. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense why it shook out.
I mean, he should be like, hey, I know what I want. It's you weren't when I wanted to have a relationship. You said you weren't sure, so I'm moving forward. Yeah. It's tough. It is timing is everything though, because like I take it kind of in my relationship. I take kind of slower those first couple months. I don't want to jump in too fast. Yeah. And then but you hit that 3-4 month mark. I think you should know.
Yeah, something's gotta you gotta have some sort of combo.
What's it like dating in the comedy community, the comedy scene in LA?
Honestly, I don't know a lot of comedians that date each other.
Oh, really? Okay.
I would not. I don't want to really date.
I didn't want that
in
either.
The comedy world.
No.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, didn't want it.
No.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's just it can be a kind of a wild lifestyle, especially for stand-ups and all that.
Okay.
It's just kind of like, don't shit where you eat.
I just rather just not.
Rockstar theory. We talk about this a lot.
What's that?
Like every relationship needs a rock and a star. And
you
guys are the
agree.
stars, so you need a rock.
I remember editing that episode. I agree.
Yeah, I would just rather not talk about comedy or like, Yeah. I think it's cool to like when you're, it's like going on a first date and like you're telling someone like, yo, I do comedy and do this and it's cool. Whereas like the other person does comedy too. It's like, like it's not really exciting.
Yeah. And with Maggie, my girlfriend, it's been super nice when any creative things come up or if I'm like stressed out, I'm telling her about like what I'm doing. And she just, is pretty removed from it all.
Right.
And she just gives this like sage advice of like, well, why don't you just try? And I'm like, fucking genius. I needed that. And it's just like so simple because she's not even,
she's not coming at it
from like my angle too.
Yeah, as a comedian.
Like, well, why have you tried like posting it this time? It's like,
right.
She doesn't give me that shit, which is nice.
So do you think that you're the rock or the star? And just to give you some context, Sam, the rock star relationship. At first, when we heard it, we were like, oh yeah, like Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson. No, what it means actually is someone is the rock, the grounding element of the relationship. Someone is the star who's shining. Are you the star, Will?
Honestly, I don't know because we both flop a lot.
Oh, that's cool. So sometimes you're the rock, sometimes you're the star. I think that works too. Yeah. What about you, Sam? Are you looking for your rock or your star?
I think Swank's looking for a rock.
Yeah, I need a rock badly. I need some stability.
I
need some stability in mine. Yeah, no, I definitely need a rock for sure.
All right, well, for our listeners, for our TDD listeners, Sam Swank is looking for his rock.
I need a rock.
DM us if you're looking for your star.
My DMs are just filled with dudes in my DMs. I need some ladies in my DMs.
Swank's
please.
analytics are like 90% male.
Wow. It's just guys being like, I love you. I just need one gal.
We'll be at a bar and guys will be like, dude, you're fucking awesome. You want to golf with us tomorrow?
And that's exactly what you did with him.
Yes,
that's what I did.
You slid in too.
And look at me. I'm, if you DM me, I will respond and I will hang out with you. Sleep on your couch.
And I'll sleep on your couch.
Yes.
The DMs work, y'all. You hit it here first. Okay, stay with us. We're going to talk about some dude stuff when we get back. We're taking a quick break and we'll be right back to discuss Aaron Rodgers' secret marriage. All right, guys. So Aaron Rodgers has been making headlines for just casually mentioning that he has a wife that no one knew about. Mm-hmm. I don't know much about Aaron Rodgers. I know that he's like a bit of an enigma, right? Like he's dated a bunch of people. His private life is a little hard to read sometimes.
one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
One of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Start with that. And then, he's dated a lot of high-profile people.
Yeah.
Wait, is his brother a player too?
No, he played in college, but he was, I think, on The Bachelor, right? And now he's a sportscaster?
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's definitely a sports. He was on The Bachelor. His brother, who they're not tight with. That's part of like the.
That's what. Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not friends.
Okay.
Or friends. They're not like close.
Okay, and he's playing with the Steelers. He signed a 1-year contract with the Steelers. I've never even heard of a quarterback signing a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I'm not a huge like analytical sports guy, but it sounds like kind of a tail end of the career move.
Yeah, it's a veteran.
Okay.
He's a veteran. He's like in the twilight years of his career. This is probably his last year.
Okay.
The Steelers needed a quarterback badly,
and he was like, "I'll give one more year."
He was the only one available, and he's the Jets. He was on the Jets last year. The Jets chopped him. They're like, "We don't want you," and so it was kind of his only option. Either play for the Steelers or retire.
Okay, and he's like, "I got 1 good year left in me. I'll make a fat bag of money. Call it a day."
Try to make a run with the Steelers.
Is this similar to when Tom Brady went down to Florida?
No, because he was like had a few years left.
Oh yeah, he was still played there for a little bit,
and he had options. He could have went anywhere he wanted. Really,
Okay.
like he was still.
it's TB12.
I mean, he won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers after.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's like he was
Wait,
still.
Will knows less than me.
Will's not a big
talking
sports guy. Will's
I'm
not a big
massive-
sports
I
guy.
mean, salary caps, wild cards.
Will looked at me like TB12.
TB12. I mean,
Name
Super Bowl.
3 football players that play the cornerback position.
Okay.
Joe Burrow, that's my man.
I said cornerback.
He's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a position.
Sidney Crosby.
Quarterback.
Yes. He's my favorite quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they said corner.
Corner. Yeah. Corner.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sidney Crosby. Yeah. Sidney Crosby.
Boom.
Timu Solani and Yarmer Yager.
Yep.
Nice. We got our sports legend here. Okay, but let's get into the whole Aaron Rodgers
His marriage.
key of it all.
Yeah,
His marriage. Okay, so basically the Steelers posted a photo and Aaron Rodgers had a ring on. Okay, so he's spotted wearing the ring on his left wedding ring finger. And then he made a comment. People were asking him like, "Yo, like you married?" And he just goes, "Yeah, it's a wedding ring." He has not revealed anything about his wife, who he's married to. I guess that the girl he's married to is named Brittany. That's all we know. Last fall on the Pat McAfee show, he mentioned that he was dating a woman named Brittany. So we're just, I guess, the people online are putting together this must be Brittany, who we talked about last year on the Pat McAfee show.
It'd be crazy if he was 2 months in. It's not Brittany.
And
He's
maybe
just
it's
married
someone
to go
else.
After 2 months.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Maybe.
So what do you guys think about, like, he's had some other high-profile relationships, right? He dated Jessica, I believe her last name is Soar. S-Z-O.
She's the girl from
Zor.
Gossip Girl.
Yes, she plays
Vanessa.
Thank you, Emma. She plays Vanessa. He dated Olivia Munn for 2 years. Olivia is now married to John Mulaney. Danica Patrick, she's a professional race car driver. Shailene Woodley, actress. We know her.
A lot of high profile relationships.
Then Mallory Edens, she's a model and daughter of the Milwaukee Bucks' owner, Wes Edens. Anyways, so what do we think about like him keeping this private, but also like, is this weird?
I mean, I think it is kind of crazy, like given that he's had so many relationships and he's 40, so it's kind of nuts. But from a guy's perspective, like just being like, "Was that a ring? Yeah, I'm married." Like that, guys do that.
Why
guys
do
are nonchalant?
Okay, well, yeah. Why are guys so nonchalant like that?
Guys don't wanna, from my experience, it's not about all that shit. It's just like, let's just have a good time. Like wherever you are. If you're out at a bar, you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about deep stuff.
Yeah, it's just let's just in the moment.
They both just go, yeah.
I mean, a lot of guys are like that. They'd rather not talk about. And I think too, from Aaron Rodgers' perspective, he's had a lot of like high-profile relationships. So maybe Brittany is just a regular gal who works like a regular job, and he doesn't want to put her through all the scrutiny of the press.
Keep it private, keep it low key. I get that.
But also, like if you're married to someone, you're like,
excited.
I want to talk about Brittany. I don't want to talk about football on my press conference. Let's talk about Brittany. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, the nonchalance of Aaron Rodgers just being like, yeah, I'm married. It's a wedding ring. You say guys are kind of like that.
Guys are like that, and like with updates with my friends. Like if I saw...
Has anyone dropped a bomb like that on you where you're like hanging out with a guy all day, 8 hours go by, and then he's like, yeah, me and Shelly broke up, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yes, I had that with my good friend from college. We were hanging out, and we were talking. He's like, he got married really young. I was in his wedding, 23.
Okay.
And we're hanging out, and he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to be like a dad in like 4 months. And I was
That's
like,
crazy.
oh, shit. And that was it.
His wife was pregnant for 5 months.
I had no idea.
before you
He's
knew.
like, oh, I'm going to be
And you were
a dad,
in
by
his
the way.
wedding?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And your response was, oh, shit.
like, oh,
and he's
shit.
like, yeah, man. And you're like, dab him up, like, congrats, bro. And then
Yeah.
it's like, next combo.
That was kind of it, yeah. It was like, I was like, what are you going to name it?
You're not like, dude, how are you emotionally going to prepare for this next stage of your life? How are you feel? Like, are those questions arising?
No,
You don't ask them directly. That's in the group chat where you're like, dude, this guy's not ready for a kid.
That's in a separate group
Without
chat.
him in
Yeah,
it.
you're just
Separate
like,
group chat.
I've seen you do some ridiculous
That was
shit.
the main conversation point. Everybody's like, dude, you are going to be a father? That's like crazy.
But they weren't saying that to his face.
No, they were like, it's
Oh,
hilarious.
they were. Okay, because guys can be
Yeah.
like kind of direct with their reactions.
That's like when a close friend becomes a doctor. It's like, you're going to save somebody's life. I've seen all of the insane shit you've done. How are you going to, like, that makes no sense.
Like, I have a buddy who's a pilot on like a legit
I'm not getting a
airline
fucking plane with
that
you.
we all fly. And I'm like, dude, you should not be flying
Yeah,
planes.
how do they let you through?
This is crazy.
I've seen you blacked out too
Yeah.
many times.
It's pissed your pants
It's
and
like one of the
whatever.
scariest things about getting older is you realize like all the jobs that you thought were like by the most like, I don't know, with it people. You're like, no, they're just
That's just
idiots.
my
Those are
blacked out
friends,
college buddy.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow, because I like my girlfriends are like the smartest people that I've ever met. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, all of these women in my life are ethereal, magical beings.
I'm just like, we're with these mutts.
And you're like, these dumbasses.
Yeah, I
are
mean, they're,
here.
like some of them are smart, but it's also like I've seen you do the dumbest shit ever. You know, so
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
Can you tell me the airline after so I can avoid it?
Yes, we can bleep it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to a fun little segment. I know we could talk about men's nonchalance for longer, which maybe it'll come up in our soapbox. But this is a fun segment where we each have an opportunity to rant about something on our mind without judgment. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
I have something that I made a TikTok about a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was pretty funny. A lot of girls related. I fucking hate on Hinge when guys use all lowercase and their name, Jason, lowercase J, their job, lowercase, everything lowercase. What the fuck? This is giving unprofessional. This is giving rudimentary. This is giving you're not really looking for love. Like, what is this? On top of all my other things about dating apps that annoy me, when I see a lowercase first name, Xing you immediately.
It's a let's go. I agree with you.
Let's
We're
go.
not in the
going
let's go in hell now segment anymore.
That's
but
a callback.
Yeah, that's
for
a
listeners.
callback. That is, you know. But yeah, I mean,
That's a good comedy thing.
seeing
right?
like a lowercase s on Sean, you're like, what? Let's.
It's a bit slacker. It's
also-
lackadaisical.
I'm already like lazy.
Yeah, bum.
But like you have
You're
to
not
like,
gonna support me.
you have to like make the effort to do a
do a
lowercase because
lowercase.
it's
He goes,
automatic
I'm gonna
uppercase.
look cool as fuck. Us
You know?
Yeah.
It's the nonchalance. It's going back into the nonchalance of the men right now. It's pissing me the fuck off.
But that's a man that's like trying to be nonchalant. I think guys are just naturally
Okay.
nonchalant. I think if you're trying to be
Okay.
nonchalant, red flag, move on. X.
That's like
True, because
you know?
men at their natural state are already nonchalant beings. And then they're like when they purposely try to be even more nonchalant, it's
Yeah.
like, yo, this is never gonna work.
to me,
Yeah.
it's like wearing a hat like this, or then going, you know what? I'm gonna wear it like this,
Ooh.
and it's like, okay,
But
why would-
that I'm kind of okay with.
Oh, okay. We have different types of men.
If the
Fiona.
second hat look slid into my DMs, I would not have responded.
Can I
No.
just say
Yeah.
for our listeners right now, about 20 seconds ago, I looked at Will weird because he took off his headphones and turned around his hat. And I'm like, what are you
Propped
doing? You
it.
need your headphones back on. He's like, wait, I'm about to do something very big here.
And then I bombed so fucking hard.
I kind of don't mind the douchey hat vibe if a
Okay.
guy's pulling it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you a hat gal? Like you like a guy with a hat?
Yeah, love a backwards
Okay.
hat. I'm into it.
What do
So
we
I'm
think
a
about
fucking
hat
idiot
fishing?
right now wearing this forward.
That looks. I like it.
Oh,
Seeger,
okay.
shout out.
What's your take on hat fishing?
Oh, when the guy's bald under the hat, that's a bummer.
I feel like that hat. That's a big thing right
Yeah.
now.
It is a big thing, but I'm kind of okay with like everyone's trying to look good, like look their best. And if a guy has a receding hairline and he's like, I look better in a hat, I'm kind of like, sure, do it.
Yeah. No.
I'm not like whipping off the hat being like, oh, look what's under there. That's not fair. You're catfishing. Like I think girls are doing makeup.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
getting my hair done. We're all trying to look our best. So if you look better in a hat, rock the hat.
Right.
It's going to be a little awkward when we're at your house and it's time to take the hat off. But like, we got to wash our makeup off, and everyone's doing that to an extent, like going out in public in one way.
Right.
At home, you're kind of taking it all off. But anyhow, that's my thing. Okay. I want to hear your guys' soapboxes.
I can go.
Go.
Okay. Printers.
I saw you using the printer yesterday.
Why are they the worst piece of technology on the planet? Why are they still so outdated? I think I know why. And it's because, and I might be very wrong on this, but they stopped getting developed when the internet hit. And so everybody went digital. No one gave a fuck about the development of printing. So we're stuck with these 03 HP smart bullshits. I mean, I've had a printer in my house for a year. Okay. It's been smashed twice. Can't scan it. The glass is shattered because of frustrations printing.
I'm not even kidding. My printer broke at home. I had to sign a document to come on the show, and I couldn't print it out. I had to do the virtual sign to come on the Daily Dirty.
It's insane.
It did break.
It's insane. My roommate just got a 3D scan of his face on how his skin is aging, and I can't print out my fucking lease.
Yeah.
Like, what? What is that?
This is bullshit.
It's bullshit. And I think there's a huge window for business opportunity for someone to make just the easiest printer for cheap.
Wait, this is a great idea because I saw you behind the desk
for
yesterday
fucking 30
printing
minutes.
something, and you looked kind of frustrated.
Yeah, it's lucky that thing's still in one piece.
Did you smash your own printer at home?
No, my roommate did twice. And Miles smashed.
Were you in the other room like, oh shit, bro's popping off?
No, I opened the printer twice and I was like, oh my god, this is broken. He's like, yeah, I fucking smashed it. And then I opened it again. It was smashed even more. I'm like, did you hit it again?
That's
like, yeah, bro, I fucking hit it again. I can't deal with this thing.
Wow.
So you just have a smash proof. I mean, then it's not getting fixed at all. You gotta get a new printer.
No. And I had a printer before I moved in, and I was like, this thing fucking sucks. I'm throwing it away. Miles says he had a printer. He has the same printer that I threw away. I was like, god damn it.
Well, there's like three versions of a printer. You know?
So. Anyways, that's my rant on printing.
Until Will brings his to the market.
Printing sucks. Printer sucks.
My rant, my soapbox. I was at the gym the other day, did a little leg workout. I always stretch right after the gym, and at my gym they have a stretching area, and they have like Theraguns there to use. Okay. So I was like, I'm gonna Theragun my quads, my IT band after my leg workout. The Theraguns nowhere to be seen. So I was like, nowhere on the floor had the Theraguns. So like, I just did a normal stretch, went down to the locker room. I always sauna after my workout. Okay. Walk into the sauna. There's a guy double fisting the Theraguns. Just drilling both of his quads in the sauna. You can't be bringing gym equipment. That's for everyone. That was like on the second floor. Like, what are we bringing dumbbells into the sauna? Like, let's bring a squat rack into the sauna.
Was he naked, double fisted?
He had the towel rolled up, but like I was just like, I was like, dude, you can't be bringing
Did you say something?
I did.
Him?
Which, like, talking in the sauna, also huge no-no. But
no,
I was like,
I'm
dude,
pro that.
It was just me and him, so I felt like I could. But yeah, I was just like, dude, you can't be bringing equipment into the.
I like that you confronted him. You know? I'm all about confrontation.
But the audacity of some people to just like.
There's two things here. One, it's just, I mean, you're sweating. That's a public good, and you're just fucking sweating on it.
Yes.
Theragun should not get sweat on it.
Also, you're using two.
Using two? He's both hands.
Well, how much time are you saving? What are you going to do with that extra 5 seconds?
Also, the sauna's like a tranquil place. It's like Thrill Bit Taylor over here, like, you know, like just absolutely.
Construction? No, it's fucking Randy.
It's a construction zone in the sauna. Yeah, it was just like, so, and then he just left, and then.
Was he like a big, like, meaty, juiced up, like, gym guy? Like, was he about to fight you?
No. If he was like massive, I might not have. Dude, I sized him up first. Him up first, and I was like, I could maybe take this guy. I'm not a fighter, but you know. Yeah, but so the Theraguns are back. They're back in the stretching area.
Been like, where? Huh?
You're the Theragun police. Yeah, now you're like looking around the gym. Like,
there's a few less treadmills. I wonder where they went, dude.
No, so yeah, I mean, you can't be bringing the sauna. No talking. No equipment.
Yeah, I'm with it. That's a let's go. Support.
Let's go.
We all support each other. That's really good. That's good synergy on the show. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but don't change that channel. We will be right back with our Love Island recap and even a reenactment from last night's show. And it is time for our Love Island USA recap. As part of our Love Island recap on this fine Friday, we will be doing a quick table read.
Take your marks. Lights, camera, action.
Okay, guys, that is actually Will's voice in
That
the
is me.
stinger. He
There was-
makes the stinger.
That was
No
pretty
editing
awesome.
in that. It's actually how I sound.
You crushed that.
Yeah.
You should get do voiceover work.
Do you know how much they pay me to do that?
You're making bands. You're really good at accents. I'm gonna be the narrator in our table read, and you said before we came back, you think he's doing a Scottish accent? That's what Ian's giving on Love Island.
I think so. I think Bella and Colette, the producers, told me that he was British, and then we watched it. And we're like, I actually think
it has like a twang.
it's kind of like a mix.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's a little Scottish.
And you guys watched last night's episode of Love Island. That's the first episode you've ever watched,
Yeah,
correct?
for both of
Yes.
us.
Okay, so you both tuned in. You were like, I'm going on Daily Dirty tomorrow. Emma told us to watch this episode. You went to Peacock. You pressed play.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? What are your initial reactions to Love Island USA?
What is going on?
Yeah.
And a lot of assless chaps going
Yeah.
like what?
Cheeks and
Yeah.
kissing. I didn't expect it to be
As,
as
like,
a little raunchy.
There
Yeah,
was
it's-
like cake on the face too, like making out. I'm like, what? This is
Last night's episode, as your guys' first episode ever watching Love Island, is so fucking funny because that was even cranked up than at least all the other episodes this season.
It was a steamy one.
The chaps and the fucking like gag necklaces and like
Yeah.
them getting pinned up and
It's like, Emma, what show you making us
I
watch?
swear it's popular, guys.
the Pepe guy. He's like, I'm here to find a wife, and then he just goes up and makes out with like 6 women who are tied to an ex?
Yeah, there's
It's
just
just like an ex.
yes.
and
Yeah.
like bondage shit.
You know, and then the other guys are like, he's stealing my girl. I'm like, what is happening? I don't know.
Did you guys enjoy it? Like, did you watch it with the boys or were you solo in your room?
Solo.
I live alone. I watched alone, and
Solo.
you guys are the only people I'm going to tell that I watched. Yeah.
And now everyone who's listening in the internet. You guys wouldn't watch that with the boys.
Maybe like a drinking game, like a fun drinking game.
Ooh,
Like every time, like why was there a British? Because it's Love Island USA, and there were like British guys there.
True. Why do
What's-
they do that? They
what's
just do
going
it
on
to
there?
spice it up sometimes.
Like, are there American
you don't
guys?
have
or,
to be from
Yeah, just
America, technically.
Okay.
Maybe a little different.
I think like take a shot every time someone makes out or
Someone
someone
gets
Yeah.
Maybe like a pregame. That's the only time I'd watch. with
That's
the
a
fellas.
really fun idea,
You know?
actually.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, our friends, the other Sam, is the one that got me into the show.
Yeah, Sam
When I
and
was
Brett.
one of my
Oh,
guy
really?
friends, who was my next door neighbor, he would always get all of us together to watch it every single night, and he was obsessed with it.
Brett
Yeah.
Dodenhoff. Shout out Brett. He loves Love Island.
Really?
Yeah, or at least he used to. I think he used to watch.
Yeah,
He
we
used
would
to
all
be a
watch
fan.
together.
I feel like there's a lot of potential comedy sketches that could come out of you guys watching Love Island.
I think so
100%.
too.
Like,
yeah.
I think you should get thinking on
Yeah,
The
that.
maybe
boxers
start
on the head
watching.
might be coming back
Yeah.
after watching
You
last
can- you
night's
can
episode.
actually
Go back to your roots, brother.
Bring them back, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so the table read that we are going to do from last night's episode is when Huda tells Nick that she is a mother. I'm
Okay.
going to lay some background for you guys. I know that you've seen this scene, right, between the conversation between these two people. But basically, Huda is with Jeremiah. She's coupled up with Jeremiah, who's like the good-looking black dude with the abs. She's obsessed with him, okay? And there he is. She didn't tell him for the first few episodes, which in real time is only like they're in the villa for like a week together, but things heat up quickly, right? She didn't tell Jeremiah, her couple, that she was a mom because she didn't want to scare him away. She wanted to like really lock him down and then reveal to him that she has a daughter.
Bold strategy, I feel like.
So she's getting a lot of backlash for that strategy.
Yeah.
People are like, that's manipulative. Like, you should have been more upfront about this. So now she's slowly revealing to the other islanders, like being very specific. She's told some of the girls. Now she's telling Nick in this scene. And Nick and Jeremiah are really tight. Nick is like kind of seeing that Huda is a little suspicious and even told Jeremiah last episode, like, I don't know about Huda, bro. But Jeremiah and Huda are like husband and wife at this point 1 week into the show. So
Okay.
now Huda sits Nick down by the pool and is telling him that she's a mom. And he responds like sometimes just how these people act on the show. It's like
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Let's go. So we're gonna act it out.
We're going to act it out.
Yes.
I'm going to be the narrator.
Okay, amazing.
Sam, you're going to be Huda.
Okay,
Can you harness her?
I can harness Huda.
Okay, harness the girl who's obsessed with Jeremiah She's going to do anything for this man. And Will, you're going to be Nick.
I'm old Saint Nick.
Let's go, Nick.
So I got to be Ian. I got to get my Scottish accent going, okay? Oh, this is hard for me. I'm not good at accents. Huda sits Nick down by the pool. She smiles at him. Nick smiles back.
I have a secret to tell you.
Nick's smile slowly fades.
All the girls know, Jeremiah knows, but you have to promise me you're not going to say anything to any other guys because it's not their business.
Nick moves backwards, bracing himself. Huda smiles.
I'm a mommy.
Nick looks at her confused.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
No, I'm a mommy.
Okay. So like mom of what? Dog?
Nick awkwardly scratches his nose.
No, I have a daughter.
Like in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, like a daughter, like a real baby.
Yeah, like a human child.
Wait, that's actually so cute.
Thanks.
So how old is like he or she?
Well, I said she's a daughter. She's 4. She's going to be 5 this year. That's how birthdays work.
No way. That's insane.
Huda laughs. Nick gets more serious.
So how does Jay feel about that?
He's fine with it. He loves kids.
Really?
The least I could do is tell somebody that he trusts so that he can talk to them about it.
Yeah, and what, like, from what I see, how he treats you and how he acts towards you, I knew, like, no doubt, like, he really did like you.
Truly. I've never met somebody like him.
And scene.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys ate that up.
I don't know. I got more into
Really
the
good
character
job,
a little
guys.
bit, and then I didn't know if I should do a voice. I don't know.
That was
Yeah.
so fucking funny. Are you guys going to keep watching? Are you going to watch tonight's episode of Love Island?
Is
You know-
it every day?
Yeah, it's every day, babe. Lock
Oh,
in.
wow.
Lock in. You guys can do your pregame. Take
Yeah,
shots.
Yeah, it's Friday
Let's
night.
just black out
Let's
together
do
and
it.
watch
Yeah.
Love Island.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right, sounds pretty good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Will and Sam, for joining us today. That is it for today's episode. Follow Sam at Slammin' Sammy Swank and Will at Squilliam_Peters, and of course us at The Daily Dirty. And tune in on Monday as we get down and dirty in the weeds of the biggest stories in pop culture. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.